Josh here, and I got some brand new parts for the fastest ski we have over here at Jetskibrothers. And basically the big deal is that this ski is a 77.5 mile per hour ski, and to put that sort of into layman's terms or your typical like lake terms, if your buddy hopped on this and took it for a spin, he'd say it's a 90 mile per hour ski. But 77 on GPS, and basically got some new parts for it here today. Going to be installing them and doing some initial testing with those parts. This is a 2001 GP1200R Yamaha, which has been swapped over to the gigantic 1.8 liter supercharged engine, so that's why it goes so fast. And so we're going to be doing some modification to it here today. See what we got in the mail today. Pretty sure I know what this one is, and if it is what I think it is, I'm pretty excited. Well, yeah. Oh my gosh. There we go. The only manufacturer selling sponsons for the GPR ski currently. Now, you can maybe find some old used ones from other companies, but Works is the only company actively making parts for the GPRs. So that's why we went with the Works sponsons. I just had to get something on there so that we could see if we could handle like high speed turning better. Alright, I'm going to install these Works sponsons, and you have to remove all of the 10mm bolts. I mean, obviously you take your old sponson off. All these guys got to come out. Their instructions are pretty unclearish about these little guys. They kind of make it sound like you leave that one in, but there's no way you could do that and have this mount up flat. So I'm going to pull that one out. I really hope the backing plate doesn't decide to go away. And also their instructions are to silicone this backing plate on there and silicone these holes that you don't end up using. You do end up using a couple of them though, like this one here you use, and this one here. So you want to silicone those ones. And so that's per their instructions. I've got to get this out of there, and I got to get some silicone going in those holes. I'm not going to silicone the backing plate on there because I'm thinking that I'm going to remove it again and do some, custom work so that I can leave that bolt and that bolt in, or like set it up so I can put another through bolt through those areas for extra strength, being is that this thing is going to be hitting speeds well beyond what the original 1200R would, so I'd like a little bit more sturdiness. Like, I am planning to redo this, but I don't want my hull getting full of water, so I gotta cover these up. Alright, I'm just gonna set it up so that we don't get water in the hull. That seems like the smartest thing to do. I need to start all of these before I crank any of them down. All right, now I just gotta install the actual sponsons now. We'll run them in race mode. I'm not even gonna mess around with the other crap. There we go, finally installed. Obviously got to do the exact same thing on the other side, but not a huge deal. And it'll be interesting to see how this performs out on the water and especially out on the track. Alright guys, I'm out here, first test on the works sponsons. Let's see what these things can do in the water. It's a beautiful day for testing, so really looking forward to this. I mean, I'm not seeing a huge difference. I do need to make an adjustment so that my bars are more straight. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. That's just some of the initial testing that I've done with these works sponsons, and definitely gonna be doing some more testing in the upcoming videos. This is basically just my very first impressions on them. So far, honestly, I haven't been too terribly impressed, and the mod you can do to the stock sponsons, it feels just about the same as that. So you could actually get this kind of performance out of your stock sponsons if you do that mod, where you make them so that you hog out the holes so you can twist them. I think I showed that in a different video, but so not too terribly impressed with the work sponsons so far, but the real tell will be how they perform out on our track, and I will be doing that next in the videos here. But just to talk a little bit about the installation, I wasn't too terribly impressed with how the install went on these. I couldn't figure out why the backing plates didn't use all of the holes. Like, why would I silicone those holes? We could have just put some bolts in there and it would have been a more sturdy backing. But perhaps that had to do something with the plastic being more breakable if you had that many holes in it. I really don't know. The instructions for these were quite terrible. I think they were for like a different ski or something, but I checked online and they're the same ones, so maybe they were for like the older GP1200, not the GP1200R. I don't know. That's the instructions they come with, and they don't really make sense because it doesn't even have the same amount of bolts as what they're talking about in the instructions. Also, they shorted me 2 bolts for installing the sponsons, so don't really love that either. I'm not sure if the company is just kind of a cheap company, or maybe these are just designed back in, you know, the year 2000 when these skis came out, and nobody even thought to look at them, test them, or see what this kit actually does with their own product. That being said, this is the only company still offering parts for the GP 1200R, so it's hard to be too mad about it, but at the same time, I would have expected the quality to be a little bit better, what with paying full retail for these parts. I'm already thinking about modifying these sponsons to, you know, get better performance out of them, and making it so that I can use all of the mounting holes, because I just don't feel like it's necessary to leave, you know, those couple of bolts out and silicone them. I think that's just a waste of some mounting surface and some extra strength that could have been added. But, you know, the real tell will be how these perform around our track, and that is the next video I will be doing. So turn on your little notification bell so you can see that when it comes out. And to see some more Jetski Brothers action, go ahead and click on the next video coming up in the end screen right now.